For centuries, gleemen have told the tales of the great hunt of the Horn. So many tales about each of the hunters, and so many hunters to tell of. Now the Horn itself is found. The Horn of Valor, a long thought only legend, the Horn which will raise the dead heroes of the ages. And it is stolen. In pursuit of the thieves, Rand al'Thor is determined to keep the Horn out of the grasp of the Dark One. But he has also learned that he is the Dragon Reborn, the champion of light destined to stand against the shadow time and again. It is a duty and a destiny that requires Rand to uncover and master magical capabilities he never imagined he possessed. After much setup and a satisfying conclusion in the eye of the world, the Great Hunt partakes yet again in garnering several plotlines that, in their execution, resembled the pacing of the first book. The amount of character development, however, is insurmountably greater than in the first instance. Many characters that struggled to accept plot-relevant revelations finally realize that, in one of the best inner reflections in the series so far, death is lighter than a feather and duty heavier than a mountain. My favorite character from the first book appeared again, resurrecting from somewhat uncertain death. Some new characters were introduced, and one completely stole the scenes he was featured in. Reading Huron and Rand's interactions always brought a smile to my face, and the progression of tone in their conversations served well to foretell heavier stakes in the story. Subtle, yet expertly done. The motivation behind Tom's decision to eventually follow Rand's journey was undoubtedly the most shocking moment in the entire book. I was not expecting the sudden loss and determination birthed from such a tragic event. While being intrinsically realistic, given the absurd setting and culture of the people from Carrion, it was also heartbreaking to recognize that the wheel cares not for the plans of men. If in the first book characterization was good, in the second it gets even better. All major characters renew their determination, face difficulties that will mold their future interactions, and set in motion events that promise to change the life of everyone in the books to come. The world is further increased in size and complexity with all the lore, important regions visited, and new threats that appear from unknown lands. Just from reading the first two books, I can already see why some consider The Wheel of Time as one of the best epic fantasy stories ever written, and I cannot wait to see the plotlines and world-building all come to fruition in the next instances of the series. The Great Hunt was an all-around improvement when compared with the previous entry, but it still suffers from the same slow build-up that only gets satisfyingly tight-paced towards the conclusion. That, in my opinion, is not completely a negative point, as all the world-building and character development is fundamental if a gratifying completion is desired. However, the initial 70% of the story still distinctively feels like a huge setup and can get difficult to push through all shifts in point of view.